Hey folks, it's a big day here at Auman HQ. We are going to begin a pond excavation project. It's going out there in the lower field. Hey, welcome to the channel. Our goal is to make you a better landscape contractor, hardscaper, general business person, and we're going to show you around a handful of things here we got going digging a pond. I really value your feedback on this. Let me know in the comments, whatever, how what you know about pond building and anything we should be watching out for or doing. So here we go. Good morning, folks. Day 2 here on the push of the pond. Same video probably, but working on my desk here Saturday morning, getting a project quote out and letting the dozer warm up here while I listen to the All In podcast there. Not to be confused with the Kid Contractor podcast, which you definitely should subscribe to. Have you seen the studio? Let's look at that real quick. In case you haven't seen the Company Cam, which is a wonderful app. Let me just not spill my coffee. The Company Cam Studio. Isn't this place beautiful? Awesome. Anyways, let's get to pushing some dirt now that you all have like dizziness and vertigo. But we're gonna get out and push some dirt. Here we go. I'm gonna do this until my father-in-law gets here because he likes dozer therapy. It's his dozer, by the way. I'm blessed enough to be able to rent and utilize that thing. So, that all being said, let it warm up. I ate my breakfast, and now it's time to get after it. Here we go. So what I was going to say was it's important this time of year to, getting into early fall here. It's 40 degrees today. It's important to let your machines warm up. Let those oils, engine oils and hydraulic oils, get up to operating temperature. So they have better viscosity that way. So letting stuff warm up is a big deal. I don't know what I'm doing on a dozer, but I'm doing what I can. Here we go. That's a deceleration pedal there. You let off up and you go. You push in on it, you decelerate. And this is going to be a disaster with my coffee, so I got to work on this. I'm also going to get rained on here with all this dew. Oh, hello. It's a little later in the day. We've got a good bit more done here. Well, you saw some time lapse, but we've got a good bit going here, and I'm starting to hit some groundwater, so that becomes the next fun part. We hit our field tile, which is what we rerouted out around here, so that we don't hit, so this old clay field tile doesn't cause us a bunch of trouble. Just a fascinating thing. This was installed, 100 years ago by hand or more, and that runs down through there, but we rerouted it, intercepted it there, runs out and around, all that. The reason we can't let that drain in here is because the water level here, it would back it up into would back that tile up into the field, and our neighbors probably aren't going to like that, or like us. So that being said, this spot here was roughly about 3 feet deep, so we're going to keep pushing, try to get this down to about 10 feet, give or take. I've shrunk the size of this thing in the meantime. It did go nearly to the driveway. I think I've shrunk it in more now to here is original. Now we got this cut out here. I don't know, I think I'm gonna bevel this out just a little bit more, because once we get in this deep heavy clay, that's then gonna line all the topsoil profile or horizon in the soil here. I'm gonna need to strip off this sod on here. Went around shot grade. I got to do it again because we moved them up, but the water level is about here, give or take. And so then our dam will need to be 2 feet, and then we'll taper it down. But you know, we could have like a nice space here. So yeah, that's that. We're gonna get back to pushing. Here we go. Well, it's the end of the second day of pushing. Should have put some lights on. Well, now we're on the search for my phone because I dropped it somewhere.
It's like over there.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Pretty much if we follow the four-wheeler tracks. Okay, well, you can't really see what we did, so this is kind of pointless, isn't it, Levi? Constantly fighting dirt in the driveway here. Hey, folks, welcome to day, what is it? We started Friday, dug Saturday, didn't dig Sunday, Monday, day 3. Today 3's been a little slow. I'm running real low tempo here today. I don't know, I'm just dragging. Wasn't super productive today, but what we've got going here is a lot of progress and more dirt to push. But we've got a pond that is quickly filling. The water runs out of this thing like crazy, out of this hillside here. But that's good, right? So she's moving, got a little bit of a wet spot there. So a handful of things we've done. We've been pushing out, we've got lots of clay. This is funny because this is a little seam of sand here, really fine sandy clay here. But what you can see is what's called the horizons of soil. So when you dig a trench or a test hole, you'll come across your topsoil and then all your A, B, C, D horizons and all that stuff. If I remember right from FFA soils class back in high school. And soils judging, that's what we did. And so we've run into a handful of different types of soil here. Like we've got this really interesting chalky stone here, which is, this stuff is like, oh, that's actual, never mind. That's not the one I'm looking for. It's this one here. It's this chalky, very chalky clay. Anyways, whatever, nerding out on that stuff. But all sorts of different mottled clays and a lot of black clay here from it constantly being wet and, what do they call it? Anaerobic, I think, without air. And all that. So, but what we've done is dug this out. We cut back a bench where our topsoil meets the clay, and then we packed clay in there. So we dug this out. I dug a bench out all along here, and then we pushed this clay liner up over it. And then we've set our water level with our laser there. And we got my benchmark there. That's proposed water level. And I got to get in here and walk us in with the dozer and track it in. Ideally, a sheep's foot would be the thing to use. But I don't have that here. And if I were doing it for hire, I 1,000,000% would use a sheep's foot. Here, look at this. Like, some of this stuff is, well, that's a tree root there, but there's like a black gum in here that's like just a few million years away, I believe. This stuff here. That's just a few million years away from being coal. Because it's a real loamy, rotted material of some kind. It's pretty neat. But whatever, that's my junker knife for that kind of stuff. And then for my birthday, look what the kids got me. Got me a nice, well, it has a cyst opening. Look at that Spyderco, and that's my first real Spyderco from the kids there. Isn't that thing cool? Wicked. So that being said, got a lot of interesting stuff going on here, but we've been doing that, and then tracked it in with the dozer, and then ran it over with the skid steer, the track skid steer, and pressed it in to get a really good seal. All that. But you can see the water running out of this thing. Whoa. You know, just the water pulling out. But you see how it's forming like different deltas and all sorts of, you know, if you pan back in a Mississippi River basin, river delta, down near the, you know, like New Orleans and all that down there, like it looks very similar, right? So it's just funny how that water on a macro and or micro level does the same stuff. And you can see that silt running out and getting dropped. So super cool. She just keeps filling. We got a great clay liner here, lots of dirt pushing. It's been pretty intense 3 days, especially with the smaller dozer, that little 20,000 pound case 750 there. It's been a great dozer for this. That's Pap's dozer, by the way. Yeah, so lots to do here with it. Again, topsoil, I'm selling that topsoil. We put a sign out front, already sold a handful of scoops of soil and whatever. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but that is one thing. If you dig a pond, be it homeowner or not, or for hire, which the right conditions, I'd consider doing this for hire. I'd rent much bigger dozers and have a sheep's foot and all the proper compaction stuff, so I don't have to track that in super thin lifts the whole time. But the amount of dirt that comes out of these jobs is unbelievable. And I knew this. I ran some rough calculations how much I think was coming out of here. The original pond I was thinking was going to be about 4,000 yards. We cut it down by probably 2/3. The pond's about 1/3 of the size I was going to make it. So I just, once we got into it and just realized we saved a lot of yard down there. So it's going to be like a nice yard space around it instead of all pond. But there's probably, I don't know, probably 500 yards of clay, another 500 of topsoil there. That's really good topsoil. So, but anyways, that's a quick summary of the pond. Next video, hopefully that thing will be filling up and you'll see some more time lapses of us kind of tidying and wrapping this thing up. So there we go. Thanks for checking it out.